I'm Nunzio from Financially Digital.
I'm Michael Williams from Flexi Incorporated.
And welcome to the spring season finale of Strictly Biz News.
We're here at a Talasoft, and we're going to race our new Talasoft cars that we were generously given.
On the Information Superhighway.
Here we go.
Oh, I cheated. Oh, victory is mine.
There's no airbag in that thing.
Yeah, monkeys! Welcome to the spring finale of Strictly Biz News. Nunzio, Michael, and thank you guys for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
We're shooting at a Talasoft in East Hampton, where we'll get the spotlight interview with Bill, the founder, later on in the show. So we'll go right into the hot topics like we normally do. First up, PayPal suing Google over a new product called the Wallet. Google, they're suing over pretty much. They have a couple employees out from Google that transferred over to PayPal.
Two employees.
And apparently they leaked secrets and whatnot, and now Google's suing them. But whatever. I mean, Google's going to come out with everything everyone else is doing already anyway. What's the difference?
Well, they're suing them in state court. So in California, generally speaking, the court system has always promoted business innovation and also, job seeking and changing jobs. That state in particular is very very happy with people doing that kind of stuff. So it's very hard to sue someone for violating a non-disclosure agreement or violating that kind of agreement, because that's part of the business environment, especially in Silicon Valley. The state says that promotes business innovation, that makes business innovation happen, and they're really, it's very hard for a successful lawsuit to happen because of that.
And the proof of burden on, stealing an idea, I mean, that gets pretty tough too. And personally, I use PayPal, their merchant, and I even have a business account with them. So if I could actually integrate it with Google, because I use Google Business Apps for Financially Digital, that would actually make things a lot easier. So
did we say what the name was going to be? It's called Google Wallet.
Google Wallet.
And I'm quoting from the Google Wallet website. They're saying, we aim to eventually support all payment cards you keep in your leather wallet today. So eventually they just want, I think right now all they handle is with Citigroup, but eventually they want to go like Amex and Visa and everyone and start using all the cards.
Well, they actually have a virtual Google Wallet. So you can go to Google Wallet's website, subscribe, and they'll give you a Google Wallet account where you can load it up with whatever credit card you want, using the traditional, credit card transaction
Or you can. They also have Google prepaid cards where you can actually buy a Google prepaid card for the wallet.
And it actually is using near-field communication. So all you have to do is tap your phone within a certain amount of inches. It's a proxy communication. So you just put your phone, tap it on the register, and automatically it pays for it. So there's no sliding the card. There's no wear and tear on the mag strip. It's a lot easier to do, and you reduce your wallet. You don't have 5 or 6 cards in your wallet anymore. You just have your phone, which is the way banking and innovation's been going.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I got this article from Fast Company, and they're talking about what college degrees are really worth nowadays. So they pretty much compared bachelor's degree and master's degree, male versus female, college grad versus non-grads. They really went into this. It was a report done by Georgetown University. Pretty much the sum down of the report claims the bachelor's degree is worth 85% increase in income compared to non-college grads.
Right, over the course of the lifetime, working lifetime.
Not per year. If it was per year, I'm pretty sure everyone would be in college. But yeah, that's kind of not.
What was the top? Engineering was up top, correct?
Yeah,
followed by computer science and then business.
Business
correct?
is up there, yep.
Yeah. So then all the ones where I think it was like the arts and education were some of the lowest ones where people were going to school for.
Yeah, the article even quotes that Apple's not hiring sociology and philosophy majors. So
of course
not. This goes for Talasoft here, and they have a lot of computer science majors. I'm sure doing a lot of their development and whatnot. It's worth a lot of money. That's not easy to do.
Well, it's not even just business. It's behind the business with the tech and everything. That's where everything is heading to now, where you can get the fastest and easiest way to do anything. So if you can build it, then you're going to get a job somewhere.
Right.
You get the education at a good place, you're going to be landing.
What were the lowest paid majors? Is there a lot of the social majors down there, like the
sociology,
philosophy,
psychology, arts,
social workers?
Yeah.
Communications disorders. I don't know if they list that, but I saw an article by MSN that lists communications disorders and therapists really down there as well. So it's sort of backwards. Some of the most crucial roles in society sometimes aren't going to be awarded.
Exactly. The ones that they have an important role.
And they actually made a play too towards the top tier of income earners or revenue generators are actually those that drop out and start the business. Those Steve Jobs and Bill Gates kind of types. Facebook.
Yeah. Next up, an article from Inc. magazine. I thought it was kind of interesting. 7 business tips from Oprah. I'm just going to go through them real quick and then we can talk about them, whichever one you guys want to talk about. First up, give back to your fans. Second, take risks and get attention. Explore new verticals. Reveal your personal story. Get celebrities on your side, because we all know a celebrity somewhere. Become an influencer and know when to quit. I mean, realistically, each one is a really good tip, besides the celebrity one, because it's not like we know who, I mean, you're not going to contact Lindsay Lohan
I'll
and
do
do
my
like
show, man. I'll have you come in.
I'm not a celebrity.
You never know what the next hit offer might be.
Yeah, but I mean, like, besides that one, like, reveal your personal story is good for a business to kind of share the story of the company and the employees. People kind of get the personal touch to it. Right. Even, like what they said, knowing when to quit with Oprah, she left on a high note. You want to leave on a high note. You don't have to necessarily give up the company, but retire or start a new venture, things like that. Where it's like
the Jay-Z effect, though, where like he goes away for a little while and then.
No, every rapper goes away and they come back.
Well, with the whole revealing the personal stories, you've seen that a lot. You see Scott Brown recently revealed that he was sexually assaulted. Oprah talked about that. You see a lot of these people coming out and empowering people, empowering those people who would naturally not talk about what they're feeling and really bringing that into the forefront of society. So not only are they propelling themselves into society's spotlight, but also making it easier for these people to express themselves and feel better about what happened and try to go get past that and move beyond it.
Yeah.
And I'm a big proponent. I like the first one. I think that's got the most, actually, the biggest legs to stand on, because when you provide yourself or prove that you're a good resource for information or services or whatever you're doing, it lends credibility. People are going to listen to you if you're known to be a valuable resource.
Also, I don't know if it was number 3, but Oprah started off working at a radio station, doing a morning show, a small radio station, propelled herself into her own TV channel, and then moved on to having her own network, her own magazine. You take risks, you do something
instead of just worrying about that one show, she just went into the media where she just took control of print, radio, television, everything.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it now, especially how things are going. You're going to start with one thing, and it's going to evolve into something else, and then another, and then another. It's just going to keep going. So she built an empire fairly well, actually over a course of 20 to 30 years.
And that's essentially her lifetime.
Right, and also her fans were very involved. They get on the show, they get a free car.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of rewards, and she makes her fans feel like part of the success.
You can't be on Oprah; it's canceled or it's gone. Whatever, she quit.
When you make your fans feel like they're rewarded off your success, it's a joint venture.
Yeah.
They're gonna keep. It's a feedback cycle. They're gonna make you. They're gonna watch you more often. You're gonna reward them. They're gonna watch you more. So it's a very mutual exchange going on there.
And Ellen DeGeneres is
very another good example.
Like, she's hilarious. I love to, not around during daytime TV, but whenever, I do kind of catch.
Is that what you're doing before you came here?
Yeah, that's
why you were catching up on the topics before you came. Okay, now
Ellen DeGeneres.
I
so if you see this, I get it.
I get it. It's okay. It's okay.
But seriously, it's the same model. Like those are great stories. It's all about empowering. She gives back when she can, and I think she's hilarious. So.
Yeah. And lastly, PBS website got hacked, and it's been dubbed, quote unquote, the best hack ever. This company called Lulz, how do you say it?
Well, it's a group. I think it's LulzSec for Lulz Security. They were the ones who sort of broke into the PBS servers, and the whole reason behind it. If you want to go into that, if you have it.
Oh, go ahead, go.
The whole reason behind it was PBS published an article that was sort of critical on the Julian Assange, the whole WikiLeaks movement. They interviewed Julian Assange, and Julian Assange provided us some data and some information. However, PBS sort of cut that information up in a way that portrayed Julian Assange as looking poor in the eyes of the public.
Yeah.
And the LulzSec was very pro freedom of information, pro transparency, and they love what WikiLeaks is doing. So once this got released, they said, hey, we watched it, we thought it was crap, and because of that, we're going to take over a PBS website. And sure enough, a couple hours later, the entire website was taken over.
And one of the most, one of the biggest stories that they hacked or they created when they hacked in was that Tupac was alive in New Zealand, probably housing next to Biggie.
Yeah, playing some rugby with the All Blacks.
Yep. So the what?
Yeah, All Blacks, New Zealand.
That's what it said in the
Oh,
article.
okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
That's what they posted in the article. And interestingly enough, though, PBS prides itself in being one of the most trustworthy and credible news organizations in the nation.
Yeah.
And sure enough, WikiLeaks, of course, on Twitter, retweeted the tweet saying, "Hey, Tupac's alive," and that
honestly, caused a big mess.
I mean, I personally, mentioned them and said, "Hey, this is, you're sort of jeopardizing your credibility when you're having fake, Tupac stories appear on your website. It doesn't look too good for you."
Okay, so overall, with this whole hack thing, it's the third one that's happened in a little over a month. Sony's PlayStation got hacked.
That's huge revenue loss there. Credit card number damage there is
twice they got hacked, and not even to mention, I think they're not even up yet. Well, today's the 31st, so they're not up yet, but they're going to be up.
They just said today, 1 week.
Yeah, and they're going to be up in Asia first before they go back up in the U.S. But I mean,
who was the defense contractor that just got hacked?
Lockheed Martin.
Lockheed Martin, and that was attributed mainly to RSA security. There are seed values for their secure RSA tokens. It's sort of a fancy term, but essentially, if you hack those seed values, you can generate whatever number you need to type in when you log in. And they're attributing that hack to RSA's seed value hack when they grabbed all that security stuff from RSA, which Lockheed Martin uses to protect themselves, and that's a huge hack right now.
So okay. And I probably should have researched this company or whatever group whatever they want. Yeah.
We'll see.
So they have a Twitter. So they have the article said they had a Twitter account and they promoted that they're the ones that got hacked into. So they're not. There's no repercussion for this. Nothing's going on with this.
You'll never be able to find where that account is actually being generated.
They're using what's called cascading VPNs. Yeah. So you run a VPN and you use them in all different jurisdictions. You'll connect to someone in Saudi Arabia, then you'll route it to someone in Nigeria, and then you'll bring it to Iran. Jurisdictions that don't usually have legal correspondence with the United States. You'd have to get a lawyer in that jurisdiction. You have to get a subpoena in that jurisdiction, and even if logs are kept, you have to do some digital forensics in each of those jurisdictions. By the time it all happens, you're talking months of time. It's very complicated and very hard.
That's like
I'm just sitting here.
Exactly. So there is really no repercussions, and they're relatively new to the scene. I haven't, no one's really heard of them. A lot of
people hear about them now.
Right. People thought they were anonymous, but they're not. They explicitly stated on their website, "No, we're not anonymous. We're not, those guys."
All right. Well, guys, thank you for coming on.
Been a blast.
Thank you for having us.
And we'll be right back.
So every day we have what's called a daily scrum, and all the engineers get together for a 15-minute meeting. And anybody who's late, even by a second, they have to pay homage to Yoda. It's probably full of, I don't know, maybe $30, $40, $50 of change and dollar bills. So if you ever see Yoda come to our office, don't take it. Because and usually what we do is every now and then we take the money out and buy something for the company, like video games or usually something fun.
Welcome back to the Strictly Business Spotlight. I'm here with Bill Byther at Talsoft. Bill, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
So, for people that don't know, what's the history?
So I founded Talsoft back in 2002. Actually, even before that, I'd like to tinker with programming. And I'm just on the side for fun, I built this application called iBash that would take digital photos and process them in Bash. Like add watermarks and resize. It's good for sort of amateur photographers, artists. Actually, my father-in-law was an artist. I was building an application for him and kind of involved into that.
Wow.
So, I was able to make a little bit of money on the side with it. But then, let's see, after 9/11, my background, I went to RPI as a mechanical engineer, and I was working at Hamilton Sunstrand in Connecticut as a design and systems engineer. And after 9/11, they froze everybody's salary, and I realized that, well, I wanted to do more. I just bought a house, and I wanted to see what I could do. So what I did is I ended up acquiring this little piece of IP, this intellectual property that I used for iBash, and with the idea of building an imaging component for Visual Basic developers. So that's kind of how I started. And so what I did is I maxed out all my credit cards, and took a leap of faith with trying to actually build a real business, and spent a year in 2002. Right, by the way, my daughter was born in February 2002, so right around that time, in building this business. And I would spend my 8-9 hours a day as an engineer at Hamilton Sunstrand. I'd come home and spend like an hour or two with my baby and my family, and I would just work till 2-3 in the morning programming, and basically getting this business off the ground and making enough money, or I said bootstrapped it, just making enough money where I could leave my full-time job and really start full-time. So I did that for a year, working over 100 hours a week, and then in January 2003 I left my engineering job and hired my first employee. And that's really when things really got rolling, and we started every year we've been growing, profitable, and basically built this business to where it is today.
So what do you guys offer for the people that don't know?
So what we do at Italosoft is we provide imaging components that enable programmers to build customized document management applications. So what we do is we sell to the government or healthcare, financial services, into their IT organizations so that they build applications to automate their business process. And we really it's a licensing arrangement that we have with these companies and with other software companies that build a specialized application. So really, we're providing imaging tools that we sell all across the world to over 2,500 companies that we sell to.
So when we spoke earlier about with the name, how did you end up coming up with the name?
So Italosoft is actually from the butterfly Atala. I used to like butterflies, I guess I still do, when I was a kid, and I was visiting Florida and they had this rare butterfly called the Atala butterfly. And I just so happened to have an actual Atala butterfly right here. You can see that, which is our first logo. Actually was basically, it looked exactly like that Atala butterfly. It's since gotten redder and slicker, but that's how the company was named.
Oh. So recently you guys have been acquired by another bigger company.
Yes.
So what's that all about?
So this happened very recently. It was just announced over a week ago. So Italosoft was acquired by a company called Kofax, and so it's pretty exciting to me and to the people here, obviously. What's really cool about it is that Kofax is really the leader in our industry in image capture. They're a publicly traded company on the London Stock Exchange. And we're able to keep. I'm continuing to manage the business as an autonomous business unit, as part of Kofax, which is $300 million and 1,200 employees. We're just over 20.
Yeah, that's great. So, what even with the acquisition, what is next for you guys?
So as you go forward, I have some pretty key goals to continue to grow this company. Very interested in meeting those goals and making sure that we continue to serve our customers and build really great software for programmers.
Now, before you mentioned that you off camera, you mentioned about you started a sub business or another business
right.
Part of.
So a few years ago, I'm constantly looking at how to grow the company, and we've been growing. Really around 50%, 30% a year, and one of the ideas that I had was to take our technology. We have really cool web-based image viewing technology and building an application from that. So actually, I hired a product manager out of Mass Mutual, and been working on this for a couple of years. A product called Visit. What it does is it's an enterprise collaboration platform for Microsoft SharePoint. Allows people to collaborate on documents online, socially, kind of like a Facebook or Twitter for documents. And but this application required a lot of spending, a lot of investment before it actually started making revenue and profit. So we've been doing that for a couple of years, incubating within Italosoft, and hired a management team actually to come in and run this independently. And I just found that out just over a month ago. So I maintain some interest in this business, but it's off now, raising venture money and doing quite well.
Oh, great. So so what are the websites if they want to get more information?
So Italosoft is the main company, which is now a Kofax company. It's Italosoft.com, Atalasoft.com. And the spin out that we just talked about is Visit, VIZIT.com.
Great. Is there anything else you want to tell the viewers?
I would just say that my the past 9 years have been I've learned more than you can imagine. I've gone from a programmer to being this business leader, software executive, to negotiating these big transactions. It's been a really great experience. Managed to hire a really good team, really smart people, and really for all the viewers out there, I just say go ahead and try this. If you have an idea, if you're passionate about something, build a business. It's you won't regret it.
No, it's a lot of fun. All right, Bill. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back. Awesome. A lot
Right.
smoother this time around than the last time.
Good.
Okay, good.
Open Square in Holyoke, Massachusetts is a mixed-use development that's home to 50 businesses and growing. Tenants include a cafe, hair salon, law offices, accountants, design firms, and more. There's always art hanging in the office floor galleries, and Open Square's custom build-out looks really great. Open Square also has a beautiful event space that can hold up to 250 guests. Visit Open Square online at opensquare.com to learn more. Thanks for watching the spring finale. I want to thank Bill, Nunzio, and Michael for coming on. It was a great episode. We are coming back July 18th when the business channel launches. We will be back. Strictly Business 2.0. We are revamping it. Things will be different when we come back, so make sure you tune in. And I'm actually going to... Yeah, there's the Super Mario's behind me. I think I might need to get something like that in my office, but we'll wait till I'm actually done completely with the first office. I'll see you guys in 2 months. Have fun.